Imagine stepping onto a movie set full of hope, only to walk away scarred for life, vowing never to share the screen with that person again. She was 29, still raw from burying the love of her life. He was 42, already a legend who believed pain was the shortest path to truth. What happened between them over one brutal New York summer would stay buried for almost 40 years, until she finally decided the world needed to know. She grew up in a quiet New Jersey town where creativity was encouraged but never shouted about. Her mom sketched for the local paper, her dad sold medicine to keep the lights on. They called her a nickname that felt like a private joke between family. 2 little brothers trailed behind her, both destined to act as well. The house smelled of paint and possibility. At 12 she was riding the train alone into the city for voice lessons with a woman who'd trained opera gods. She had the range, the breath control, the discipline, everything except the fire. Singing words she didn't feel left her cold. So she quit, and in quitting learned the rule that would guide her forever: never fake a feeling. School plays came next. She could flip a switch, shy 1 minute, electric the next. Home movies catch her at 8, already stealing scenes dressed as a grumpy old woman. By senior year the frizzy-haired kid in glasses had morphed into homecoming queen, cheer captain, the girl everyone wanted to be near. But late at night she still practiced voices in the mirror, disappearing into people who weren't her. College tried to tell her she was too pretty for the drama department. She took it as a dare. 40 plays in 4 years. She'd sit in diners recording strangers, then lock herself in her dorm until she could repeat every cadence perfectly. Yale took only 16 that year. She was one. Another 40 roles, 4 hours of sleep, CI. Garrett smuggled backstage. She dropped weight, gained power, memorized libraries of text. Classmates swore she was the best they'd ever seen. Broadway paid pennies and asked everything. She waited tables until dawn, rehearsed at 9, performed through thunderstorms in Central Park. Tennessee Williams watched her 3 times and told her she understood his South better than he did. She never broke character, not even at parties. Then love arrived, sudden and luminous. An actor with dangerous eyes and a laugh that lit up rooms. They moved fast, talked about forever. 6 months later he coughed blood. Terminal. She took any job that kept her close, paid his bills with her own savings, threatened to quit when the studio tried to fire him. She held him while cancer ate him down to bones. When he died she read poetry at his grave and didn't speak for days. 6 months after that she married someone gentle who helped her pack up the old apartment. 4 children would follow. But the grief never left, it just learned to live quietly inside her work. He came from the opposite coast and a darker childhood. Grandparents who fled pogroms with nothing but terror in their pockets. Parents who moved constantly, never had enough. Kids mocked his name, his nose, his height. Hunger taught him early that survival meant sharpening every hurt into a weapon. He dropped out of college, took a bus east with $300 and a lunatic dream. Slept in subways, showered at the Y, waited tables, cried real tears in class until something cracked open. Years of off-Broadway flops, shared apartments with future legends, rejection after rejection, too short, too Jewish, too strange. He sold toys at Christmas just to eat. Then one audition changed everything. A nervous, sweaty mess who accidentally knocked over a glass, exactly what the director needed for a lost 21-year-old. The movie exploded. Overnight he became the voice of a generation that trusted no one. More iconic roles followed, each one carved deeper into his own wounds. He stayed awake for days, put stones in his shoes, let them dunk him underwater until he almost drowned, all for the shot. Co-stars called him brilliant and impossible. By 1979 their paths finally crossed on a film about a marriage falling apart. The script hit both of them where they lived. He was fresh from his own divorce, terrified of becoming the father he played. She was still sleeping with grief. The little boy who played their son had never acted a day in his life. Nothing was easy. If this story is already twisting something in your chest, do me a favor, share it. These moments deserve to be remembered. Tensions on set were constant. He demanded real apartments, endless rewrites, absolute truth. When one actress couldn't give him what he wanted, he pushed until she broke and was replaced. Then came her first big scene. No warning. His hand cracked across her face hard enough to leave a print. The camera kept rolling. The mark stayed in the movie. He said it was for authenticity. Days later, in a quiet restaurant scene, he grabbed a wine glass and smashed it against the wall inches from her head. Shards rained into her hair. She finished the take, then calmly asked him to warn her next time, but the worst came during the courtroom sequence. Just before action, he leaned down and whispered her dead lover's name into her ear. She was supposed to cry. She did. The tears were real, and they cost more than he could ever know. She fought for every line that made her character human instead of monstrous. He fought back, called her too emotio. Nal. The director stood in the middle, trying to hold the pieces together. Somehow, lightning got caught on film. The movie opened just before Christmas 1979 and broke hearts everywhere. It became the highest-grossing film of the year, won 5 Oscars, including both of theirs. She thanked the director from the stage. She did not thank him. For nearly 40 years she said nothing. She collected more nominations than any actor alive, turned pain into art that moved the world, raised 4 kids, kept working. He kept working too, but whispers about his behavior never stopped. Then the dam broke. Young women told stories from other sets, groping, crude comments, humiliation. And finally, in a soft voice during one quiet interview, she told the truth about that slap, the glass, the whispered name. She called it a different time, when women were expected to take whatever was thrown at them and keep smiling for the camera. She never worked with him again. She never needed to. She had already proven, sometimes the deepest truth doesn't come from someone hurting you to make you feel. It comes from refusing to let the hurt win. If this moved you, if it made you angry, if it reminded you how far we've come and how far we still have to go, hit like, subscribe, and share this story. Some truths only stay alive when we pass them on.